us, then a game if stand on the sideline. If we're here, then we're here for a good time. Just met you and I think that's a good sign. Everybody needs somebody sometime. Everybody needs somebody sometime.
Hey there folks, how's everyone doing? So with the reveal of Aqua Pups about a month ago, it has generated a good amount of conversation, and it's going to continue even further because about a week ago, we got some merch leaks for the sub-series. So that's what we'll be discussing about in today's video. And before I show off the merch, I want to point out that all these pieces of merch that I'm showing in this video were originally found by Pastel Zuma, who is probably one of the biggest merch fanatics I've seen out there. So no surprise in my case that she found these. You can find the merch on littlenavy.com, that's where Pastel found it, so just search it up and you should be able to find it for yourself. But with that all said, let's dive into the Aqua Pups merch. And there's only 3 of these so far for the sub-series, but they're pretty interesting. So let's start off with this one, and I will get to the vehicles later in the video. But if you look toward the top left corner of the sticker sheet, we can see the logo for Aqua Pups, and it actually looks pretty nice. The font, color scheme, and the 3 arrow looking things are pretty nice. It's not a bad logo. And I was very surprised when this was revealed to see how many people missed this logo the first time they saw it. Let's now move on to the next piece of merch with Sky and the new Merpup that we saw earlier, both in Merpup form, which again confirms that the Merpups will be a central focus in the sub-series. And no, the new pup's name is not Amelia. This is a hooded Talbot you can customize with your name and whatever you want the design to be. And the Aqua Pups version is one of the options, with a light blue background that I've already shown as well as a pink one. On another note, just because it's Sky and the new pup are on this piece of merch together, doesn't prove that the two are related to one another. The series does this with most female team members and pairs them together on merch or promotional material, which is what we've seen with Everest and Sky and the same with Sky and Liberty. So not surprising that these two are on the same piece of merch. Moving on to the design of the new pup, and don't get me wrong, I like your design in the first image that we got, but moving over to this piece of merch, I'm starting to love it even more. And in my opinion, I think this is the best design we've gotten for a pup in the series, and this merch piece solidifies it. Just seeing her full design without her gear set and the addition of her being a merpup in this makes me adore the design even more. Speaking of her design, there are a few new additions of the new pup that we didn't get to see in the first image. And of course, the first thing you'll notice is her merpup tail, sporting a lightish purple with a taint of pink going across, as well as a bit of blue towards the back of the fin. Her ears now look more detailed with 2 starfishes on each ear, with the waves of blue running across. The light strip of blue on her fur towards the top of her head as well. And lastly, we have her pup type, which of course is a seashell, with a necklace collar full of pearls, I believe. Don't quote me on that. You'll notice that this is not your traditional collar that we've seen on the other pups and cats, and not the only character in the sub-series to have a necklace or collar of sorts. The new Merpup, who is believed to be an antagonist, also has shells on his collar. And that reminds me, I just thought of another name prediction. I've already thought of Coral, Shelly, and Aqua from my last vid on Aqua Pups, and based on the necklace from this new merch, the 4th name prediction I'm going with is Pearl. Seems like a fitting name and maybe even better than the other 3 names I've already mentioned. Finally, the merch also gives us a look at the pups' vehicles for this sub-series, and from the looks of it, these vehicles are modeled over different aquatic animals, keeping it close in range with the sub-series. From what we can see, Chase's vehicle represents a shark, Marshall's is a dolphin, Rubble's I believe is a hammerhead shark, and I have no idea what Sky's is, maybe a pelican or a seagull, I don't know. Comment section, could you help me out with this one? The ones that are missing from this are the new pups, and of course, Rocky and Zuma's. This is starting to get on my nerves, honestly. And one thing I haven't mentioned, and I'm surprised that I haven't said already, is possibly the return of Sid, Swashbuckle, and Arby in this sub-series, considering that they were the main antagonists for the second half of Sea Patrol's original run, and have made 2 appearances outside of Sea Patrol since then, both in Season 7 and Season 8. So seeing that Aqua Pups is returning to the roots of sea-based rescues and continuing where Sea Patrol left off, I think it's a good idea to bring them back, and maybe even team up with the presumed Merpup antagonist that we saw in the first image for the sub-series. This team up could go in a similar way to what we saw with Claw and the Duke of Flappington at Rescue Nights. So let me know down in the comments below what you think of the merch pieces, from the Aqua Pups logo to the new pup being a Merpup and the Aqua Pups vehicles. With that, I will see you all again next time.